We can expect more of that message when President Obama travels to Pittsburgh today, echoing conservative criticism that Romney is spending too much time criticizing the president, not enough time detailing his own economic plans. And we just learned, by the way, that Mitt Romney will respond to the new jobs report in about 45 minutes. He'll travel into the town of Wolfsboro and do it at a hardware store. With me now, Republican Congressman Tim Murphy, who represents the 18th District in the suburbs of Pittsburgh. Good morning, Congressman. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
So when we talk about these voters in western Pennsylvania and northeast Ohio, it seems to be the, quote, swing voter of this election. And you look at these folks, and they seem to be disappointed in the president, and they feel disconnected from Mitt Romney. Is that a fair assessment?
No, I don't think it is. Look, the issue is that the president's job numbers are abysmal, and they've been so since he's been in office. These 8.2% numbers, talking about 20+ million are unemployed or underemployed, are a serious problem. And out here in southwestern Pennsylvania, clearly attaching that to the president's anti-coal, anti-natural gas, anti-nuclear policies are of grave concern. When you hear about coal mines closing in West Virginia, Kentucky, slowdowns in Pennsylvania, those are serious problems. We have a county.
Well, wait a minute. Let me stop you there. You call him anti-coal. He voted pretty pro-coal when he was in the Senate. He gave a license to the first nuclear power plant in a long time. I mean, this is sort of different from other Democrats.
His EPA policies as President of the United States have been ones that have been leading to closing coal-fired power plants, which in turn are going to lead to people seeing their energy bill going up $300 to $400 per year. On top of that is anti-drilling policies. We've seen people who their gasoline costs since his day of inauguration have gone up $2,500 to $3,000 per year. You see the increases in their health care plans going up, according to the Kaiser Foundation, $1,800 to $2,000 per year since the health care bill has been passed. These are serious concerns. And you ask me what is on the mind of southwestern Pennsylvanians. They're not concerned what he did as a senator and all the missed votes he had. They're concerned about what he's doing as president, and those policies are of grave concern to the people out here.
Now, some of this has to do, and you hear the president argue that some of these things take time, but I want to play you a clip of something Governor Romney said about the jobs picture back in 2006 in Massachusetts and get you to respond on the other side. Here's what he said.
I came in, and the jobs had been just falling like off a cliff. And I came in, and they kept falling for 11 months. And then we turned around, and we're coming back. And that's progress. And if you're going to suggest to me that somehow, the day I got elected, somehow jobs should immediately turn around, well, that would be silly. It takes a while to get things turned around.
Now, that was Governor Romney in 2006 when he was asked about why employment growth in Massachusetts had been flat after he took over. You could hear the same thing. You've heard the same thing out of the president. Is that a legitimate way to look at how you get out of a recession?
We're talking 2012, and we're talking about the president's answer to these poor job numbers is to distract people away, to talk about other things with Governor Romney. But you can't run away from the facts here that people are worried about their jobs and they're worried about their future. And a lot of southwestern Pennsylvania jobs are related to energy and also health care and health technology and other areas there. When you look at the numbers of 1.7 million college graduates in last month, 3-some million high school graduates, and only 80,000 new jobs in that same month, that's a serious problem. So of course the president's going to try and distract you away from that and talk about having a beer at some place and other things. The bottom line is families are worried, are they going to be able to support their families? They don't care about this other stuff. And 4 years is a long time that the president's had to actually work on these things. And what we've seen is a steady decline or flat in these rates, and we've seen policies that have come through that have ended up hurting job growth. It's estimated that the policies of the anti-coal policy is going to cost between 160 and 200,000 jobs per year as this gets going. People are saddled with more cost here, and they're not seeing much hope or help from these president's policies.
Are you believe that Governor Romney has put out enough detail on what his plans are with the economy, what he would do differently, or is it enough to simply say, "I'm not President Obama"?
Well, a number of things he said are important. He said he'd move forward in the Keystone Pipeline, which is 20,000 direct jobs and 80,000 indirect jobs. He said he'd move forward on exploring more for American energy and not just buying more from OPEC. He said he'd work more in keeping taxes low. He said he'd work in terms of reversing many of those terrible aspects of this health care bill, which are going to cost families more, put more government bureaucracy between them and their doctor. Those are important. What's also important is you look at the number of small businesses who are very worried about hiring more because of the punitive things that will happen to them that they see if they go above this 50-employee level, or they're very worried about the future. So just like any family would say, let's hold off on buying a car, let's hold off on buying this or that until we get more of a sense of what our future is, that's what the same thing as it happens to America's small businesses. They're also worried about that. And continuation of the same policies out of this White House is not giving people much hope for change at all. It's more worry about the same thing, the same strategies. And the president's plan is to do the same thing, where he sees job growth comes from more government jobs. But government jobs, a government worker requires 3 to 5 private workers to support that job. A private private sector job, such as construction, can lead to 7 to 10 more private sector jobs. And that's where I think Governor Romney has an advantage over President Obama in saying we need to be growing the private sector economy, not the government sector economy.
You disagree with Bill Kristol and the Wall Street Journal editorial page. You feel as if Romney's has enough meat on the bones?
I think Governor Romney has offered quite a bit of what he would do as President of the United States. There are more things to come in the coming months, and President Obama is not offering anything new except more distraction and delay and denial of the reality of these terrible unemployment numbers. He wants to get people to pay attention to personality issues and other political issues and all these things about Governor Romney and saying what he's doing,
Kristol's wrong on
what
this?
happened 6 years ago.
You think this criticism from the Wall Street Journal?
I think Governor Romney will continue to put out more policies. I'd love to see more at him. Quite frankly, I'd love to see President Obama do what he said he would do when it came to clean coal technology. I'd like to see them reopen Yucca Mountain to help the nuclear industry. I'd like to see him push more things, not have 10 federal agencies stand in the way of drilling for natural gas, open up our drilling for oil so we're not having a $127 billion trade deficit with OPEC. Those are important issues. And you can't take those off the table. Those are the realities there of President Obama's failing policies. And yes, we'll continue to see more out of Governor Romney's camp.
It does seem like you're in the referendum camp.
I'm not sure what that means, but I know we got to give change.
You mean that this is going to be right? All right, Congressman, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it. Coming up, what's going on in the land of Lincoln? We'll have the latest news.